around 1962, when we were liberation movements, establishing ourselves in Lusaka as well as Dar es Salaam. And then we fought the War of Liberation together. There was the group of 6 of liberation movements, that is ZANU from Zimbabwe, we had 2, ZANU and ZAPU. Then we had SWAPO from West Africa. We had MPLA from Angola. We had FRELIMO, Mozambique, and also PGCC in Northwest Africa. Together as liberation movements, we collaborated until we got independence at various times. But SWAPO got independence later than most. Yes, of course, in the same manner, South Africa, ANC, they got that democratic transition later on, when MPLA, ZANLA, Zimbabwe, FRELIMO, GCC in the north, all had our independence. We continued to collaborate both as political parties. Currently, there is our grouping under the Secretary Generals of the liberation movements. Continuously we meet. Now at personal level, I have personally worked with most, in fact all of the SWAPO leadership, from President Muyoma in 1964, 1965. We used to work together in Dar es Salaam. But of course I then left to begin our liberation war in Zimbabwe. In that process, we had institutions in Zambia. Also, SWAPO had its own institute in Lusaka. And my dear brother, the late President Hage Geingob, was director there. So this is as early as 64, 65, 66, that time. And we continued to collaborate and work together. So to me, it was like an elder brother and young brother as we worked together. The liberation movements continue to collaborate. And we as liberation movements, the crop of our leaders who brought about independence in the region, we continue to collaborate. We continue to make sure that the younger generation, which is there now, should uphold Pan-Africanism, should uphold the dignity of an African, should uphold total independence of our people. And together we should be able to support each other as a region, as a continent, and of course our voice at the United Nations. We always collaborate. With regard to my dear brother Geingob, is among the few leaders when we go to the United Nations who used to speak openly against sanctions imposed on Zimbabwe. In every speech he made at the United Nations, he made sure he appealed to those who have imposed sanctions on us to remove them unconditionally. So now we from Zimbabwe have lost a pillar of support from this giant, comrade President, the late President Geingob. He was one of the solid supporters of Zimbabwe in terms of fighting against the oppression of sanctions on my country.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. That is President Emmerson Mnangagwa, the head of state of Zimbabwe, of course, saying that Dr. Geingob's voice was very loud and could be heard at the United Nations when he spoke out about against the sanctions that is imposed by the West on Zimbabwe. He says the friendship runs deep